To fear greatly, be in extreme appreciation of. My definition. Dread. Noun. The anticipation of giving birth. It incorporated both sides because there was the magic. The idea that my husband and I could combine to make this little blob, that my body would grow and nurture into a tiny little human. And that my body knew how to bring that human into the world. It was written on my cells, passed down from every woman before me. And then there was the other side. The video that was shown my sophomore year of high school. The crotch shot of the woman screaming. Women. Woman after woman after woman, screaming and crying and cursing their husbands. Some in so much pain they couldn't even scream. Now I'm a wimp. My cats have beat me up before. I don't do pain. That video was very effective for me for a very long time. But eventually it came down to wanting to have children. And I was pregnant, so I did all the research I could. I knew I wanted two things. I wanted it to be pain-free, and I wanted there to be no drugs in the baby. I researched. I read books. I talked to mothers. I found out that, in theory, this could actually be done. And it was perfect in my mind. I was at the birth center. It's actually connected to the hospital, but not actually the hospital. And nurse midwives take care of you. They have a bias more toward the natural side, and they're willing to do a natural childbirth with you. And yet, they can still administer drugs if you need them. And if anything goes wrong, it's attached to the hospital, and the OBs, the obstetricians, are there to take over if anything needs to happen. My husband thought this was the perfect way to make sure that he felt safe, even more so than me and the baby. So we're in the birth center, being attended to by nurse midwives, with my husband on one side and my doula on the other. Now, a midwife is there to take care of the well-being of the baby. The doula is there to take care of the well-being of the mother. Usually it's a woman who has given birth before, and this person in particular had given birth 3 times without any drugs. She loved the experience of being pregnant and giving birth, which is not something you hear all that often. She was my doula, and she and my husband would both be there. Now, my husband, Tim, and my doula and I had been doing hypnotherapy together. We went to this hypnotherapist who taught us about hypnobirthing. A woman at my church did it, and she had 2 all-natural births that she said she felt no pain. I researched and found that it is actually possible to get into a deep enough state of hypnosis that you don't feel pain. Whether or not I could get there, I didn't know, but I went to the hypnotherapist, and my husband and doula came with me, and we learned about relaxation techniques and the way the body naturally does what it does. She pulled out a pelvis from an actual human, a skeleton, and a little baby doll, and showed me the process of how the baby actually fits, and how it has to turn its body to fit its shoulders through after its head is fit through. Things like that I wouldn't have found out anywhere else. And she taught me to relax. We did this exercise where I imagined a ball of purple liquid swirling in my head. And the purple liquid, as it swirled around, it got rid of all tension and stress, and then we'd go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and it would spread all the way down my body. And it worked. We practiced every single day, and it helped me fall asleep at night, and help my back pain go away. I was still skeptical, but the more I heard about it, I was excited to see if this shit was really going to work. And if not, there were always the drugs. one birthing pool available in the nurse midwife section. And I didn't know much about the pool. I was sold pretty early when they said it helps relieve the pressure and pain on the mother and makes the experience more enjoyable for the child. Okay, sign me up. All right, but there was one tub in the whole birthing center, and it was a crapshoot as to whether or not you were going to get it. So I was aware that that might not happen. This was the image in my mind. It was beautiful. And when my water broke on January 17th at 11 p.m., I decided it was time to start writing my birth plan, to put that all into writing. I sat down at my kitchen table with my laptop and tried to think of all those pieces in the image. They're all the things that I told you about, and for each one of those things, there are 10 more that I'm not going to mention. And as I was sitting there typing, my stomach felt like it formed a fist. All by itself. This tight fist, and then after a few seconds, it let go. My first contraction. I knew it was coming, and I knew I didn't have as much time as I thought I did. So I took a shower, not realizing it was going to be the last shower I was going to get for about a week. And we packed up our bags and left. There was a big snowstorm blowing in, and the first flakes were falling. As we walked from the parking garage over to the hospital, the snow swirled around us, guiding us to the door. We went up to the birthing center. If it's possible, I'd like to have the room with the tub. Is it available? Oh, honey. No. No, that room's not available. Actually, none of the rooms in the nurse midwife area are available. Those are all taken. You see, there's a snowstorm blowing in, and honey, when the snow comes in, you know, the whole pressure thing changes, and all the women, they just go into labor.